Hello guys, this is a video, another game run. I haven't done them for a long time, or maybe my confusion with the particular game. Now I got the PC version so that I check what's going on here. Previously I was playing that on the Nintendo Switch, and Hollow Knight is a very famous game and a very high acclaimed game. It looks amazing artistically, even though it's not my style. This monochromatic style is not my style of games I usually like to play. I like more of the old school pixel stuff with a bit more colors and more distinctive areas. When I play this one, I got lost because everything is samey, and because of the fact that it doesn't give you a map at first. But that's the list. That's I don't care about this feature. Most people complain about the fact that there is no map, but to me that was a fine feature, and I even liked trying to discover the new map every time. But long time ago I got this game on the Nintendo Switch. I tried to play it a bit, and there was something that put me very off that I stopped and never played. And I'm like, why can I not? I see people playing this game. It seems interesting. It might have the difficulty of Souls game, some of the logic, maybe they say. But there was something there that even if I bought the game, I could never put myself into. I tried and then I quit and wanted to play something else. And there is one thing in the game mechanics. There is one thing that people say it's a good game design decision. It has to do with the animation. It has to do with what happens when you hit an enemy or when you get hit. And there might be more. There might be. It's something that absolutely confuses my hand-eye coordination while I play. It it freezes my brain. And maybe I should start playing so that you understand. Okay, so you hit those. Those are fine. Some of them some of them have feedback. Feedback they say is important. When you hit something and there is a reaction. Maybe there is a screen shaking, maybe there is something else. But I quickly realized those are okay. Quickly realized when I hit this enemy first time. Okay, there is a bit of a orange flash. And now, have you seen it? We are gonna see it more. There is a frame freeze. Now this is a short one. There is a frame freeze among with a very flashy response, which is supposed to add impact, to add some feedback, some response that you hit that thing. And it happens with regular enemies. And this is a common game design thing that probably other games I have played before have done it. But I never seriously noticed it in other games, even if it always existed. They say it existed in Dark Souls now. And that flash might be jarring, but there is a freeze that might not be so bad. But now there is one harder delay, which is when you get hit, and a slowdown, which might be okay. It might confuse me a bit because I was having a flow like oh la la, I'm going there, and then the flow suddenly stops, and I'm like, what? I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the added flash. I don't know. So there was something jarring with that, and when I was searching why few people don't like this game, Okay, I can heal. I was searching. I don't like Hollow Knight. Everybody likes it, but I don't like. Everybody was complaining about some other thing. Like, oh, you don't have a map in the beginning and you have to search for a map. But for me, the jarring thing is that, okay, let's play like that. There is a sudden frame freeze. It has a name in game design. It existed in any kind of game. But I think that here is too jarring. It's too much here. There is this slowdown, which I can live. I can live with the animation where if you get hit, which happens less common, it's very. It gives you some sense that something happened. Now here is the other thing. When you hit the enemy, I don't know if I can show it without killing the enemy. You move a bit back. That's okay. I can live with it. I've played games where you when you hit the enemy, the impact or anything here. The impact pushes you back. You see. To counter this, I have to push a bit forward. And many times the combination of this being in the platform, now I did it, but I would be in a tight platform, I would have to hit one of them and I would press forward, maybe in the frame freeze, it wouldn't get my input because it would be freezing for a while. I still don't know what this is, maybe extra health. So I had issues with the game, maybe especially on the Nintendo Switch there were input lags too, where I would be hitting stuff on platforms, I would try to do forward attack, so that this impact, I push back on the impact in a way. So I'm not like here, do it and fall down. And I have so many such cases. But I'm missing the point. I'm gonna move a bit. But the point is that there is a freeze delay. It's called on game design stop freeze or stop something. We are gonna see it. And it broke the enjoyment for me. Not only the enjoyment, it broke the hand-eye coordination of the adaptation of my mind, the adaptation of my brain with what I press, what happens on the screen, and the constant flow of the things that happen on the screen. It broke it so much that I was making mistake, I was getting hit, and I'm like, that can be, and sometimes, especially on the Nintendo Switch, but it's even here, Sometimes this thing made it impossible to follow the game, to properly have good controls and move my character with precision, attack and go away and move and attack things and continue moving. It's hard to explain. And people are saying, no, that's the stop here. It's normal game design. You don't know about video games. And I don't think it is. I think Hollow Knight does it too much. And maybe it's more apparent when you get hit. And I can kinda live with this one. But when it happens when you kill maybe even hit, especially kill regular enemies, simple enemies. And I think such freeze delays should only happen in if you do a special attack, for example. And we're gonna see it. Maybe I can go, but maybe I described what I wanted to say. Maybe there is no point. The thing is, if I try to play that, it plays okay, except that I'm confusing my steps. And there are all these flashes, and I think it's not only the freeze frame, it's that the enemies have flashes, sudden flashes that for few frames my brain cannot register with the frame freeze, cannot register that where I am. Oh wait, where I am. Now I've played this and maybe I'll get used to it, but it doesn't happen as much on the first hit, but the flash is strong. It happens here. Too much freeze for killing a regular enemy. And if you see how I play, it's too much for a regular attack. This is too much freeze. It doesn't happen, but the flash makes it feel like it also happens on a single attack. It happens when you kill an enemy. And you see now I hit. If I hit, it might be a bit better because Nintendo Switch has more performance issues maybe, and it's slower. No, I think it's the same. And here is where you get the guy. And here is where you can see the map. And later, so when you kill enemies, there is so much freeze, not just of the enemy, it's like freeze of everything. It's almost like it's a bug and the garbage collector kicks in. It's like the garbage collector kicks in from whatever this thing was written. But it's not that, it's a design decision. On the second kill, the first, okay. See, I had to push forward manually because that hit. See, I fell. I hit it and I fell. And maybe the combination of the extreme flashing it's like the game had some lag and it froze. But I know I know at this point, by searching on the internet, I know that this is a feature of the game and most people like it. Nobody discusses. It's called Hitstop. It's a mechanic to give the feedback, a sort of stopping effect that temporarily pauses characters when one inflicts damage on the other with a melee attack or between a damage on hit projectile and its target. The effect exists to help sell the impact of the blow by freezing the frame where the actual collision happens. Blah 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 blah. Many games vary the duration of hit stop based on strength of the attack, and some greatly emphasize it past the normal limit to help sell the effect of dealing large amount. And that could be something you usually see on fighting games, even fighting games I never played, on Smash Bros or something. And then it's tied to some mechanics with Street Fighter, made it so inputting special movement during his turn causes the first move to cancel into the next one. I didn't know that. Later fighting games have made it the core mechanic. The hit spark now is the particle. Now that was enough to give feedback effect that hey, hey, you hit that enemy, you got hit. And I was searching. That's me. I was searching for I don't like Hollow Knight because of this, and I couldn't find. The majority of answers were I don't like Hollow Knight because it doesn't give me the map directly, or it doesn't let me. If I die, I have to go and collect my souls or something like Dark Souls or things like that, and it's far away, and I have to walk. Almost nobody. Maybe I found one or two answers of someone that says Hollow Knight, slow down pause when landing attack. Is this intentional? My FPS don't go down at all, but every time I land a hit, it's like there is a micro pause slowdown. Maybe to show the impact of the hit. Is this intentional and normal game behavior? And people didn't understand. They say, you mean a parry attack? There might be a parry attack, later. Like, what do you mean? There is no slowdown. There is a... People didn't even register that. Now, there is time slows down where you receive damage. That's the different thing. I can kinda live with that. I can kinda live with that. I can live with that, but because you rarely are gonna get hit, it can be annoying, but it's I've seen it somewhere else. It's still jarring and it might cut your flow. It could be a bit shorter, but the worst thing is when you are killing enemies. So they know this. Oh, when you get hit and there is something in parrying. And then the guy says, no! It's on any attack that lands, even the first enemy in the game. It's not a slowdown effect like when you get hit. A bit hard to describe, but like a slugginess. And the knight is even pushed back. That's okay. The knight is pushed back. That's a mechanic you get used. Like a stutter or a hit stop. He actually calls it a hit stop. Is it called hit stop, hit freeze, hit lag, hit pause? So it's a common game design thing. And I figured it out, it's that. It's done in intention. So he knows that it's a hit stop, in quotes, but he's like, it is like a hit stop, but it's something more. I'm guessing it's a design choice, but it feels bad. And then he's like, actually, it only happens on the killing blow, and that's what I didn't realize. When you hit the regular enemies, there is some orange thing coming, and there is still some glow. Maybe it's much shorter, so you almost don't see it. But that there is also some jarriness there. I'm very much confused. When I hit stuff, I'm losing control. But the worst thing is when you give the second blow in those enemies. So you are jumping, you are in the air, and you are hitting and maybe controlling, and you give that, and it freezes, and now your hand-eye coordination is going to the toilet because your brain that has adapted every single flame in real time to know I'm moving this there and I'm moving that there and I'm moving that there every frame. It's it keeps tracking of what you press and what you see and what you see and what you press, and then you freeze that during a regular kill, and then you might fall from a platform. You might not be able to control when another thing is coming at you, and you have to hit two things at once. And that's the problem. That's the main problem. What's your memory? Is the FPS drop? No, no, no. I have 144 FPS, RTX 380, i7 overclocked 5G. I don't think it's my PC. And
I started venturing out to Souls-esque games like.
okay, you get hit and there is this intense delay. I'm okay with that.
That's an enemy.
You hit it.
Come back here.
Second time. Freeze.
There we are. Oop. 2 and 3 that way. To Souls-esque.
Intense delay. Notice the flash. Crazy. White stuff. Very excessive. Okay. Okay. Not the worst thing. Let's see.
That's an enemy.
Hit. This orange glow. Maybe no delay. The second time.
Come back here.
Oh my god, have you seen the delay?
There we are.
And see also the whole frame freezes. It's not like the enemy freezes. I mean, you have the shaking of the screen, but all the sprites are freezing, and your brain might try. Okay, I'm hitting that, and then I'm moving over something else, and I'm hitting while I'm jumping. I hit jump and then control my fall to not fall outside, and that totally freezes. That totally destroys this. This is the main thing. And he knows it. Look at the normal video from some regular player. This is not a bug in his computer. And this guy says, no, it's not happening. And he responds, look my video, you're just used to. No, it's not. Oh, I don't even remember. It's the smallest detail. It's not. It's a quite long freeze for a regular hit, and it just breaks the flow. I mean, how do people play video games? When I play these old games, there is perfect hand-eye coordination, perfect hand-eye brain coordination. I don't know why I'm opening the notepad. There are two things, hand, eye, and it's a brain adaptation. What you see frame by frame while you input in real time. No delays, no flow break. And I realized at that point, do you know why these things break stuff? I'm gonna write them so that you see them. Why it matters if frame rate goes from 60 to 30 to 20 and Doom looked at 35 FPS back in time. That's it, because frame rate is so invariable that your brain gets confused if, oh, everything is smooth and I'm just in real time hand-eye coordination at 70 frames and then it goes to 15 suddenly and your brain freezes and you get confused and it goes from up to down, up to down. This is similar to why you want this. And then stop, freeze, hit stop, hit stop. Okay, you need it for feedback. This guy is making an analysis. Why, if you miss it, it's bad. And I can see there is this game, I don't even know it.
Time with the game quite a bit. It definitely has moved.
See, he's hitting the enemy. Maybe now. There is a feedback, there is a flash, but there is no. The oomph might be missing. But it depends on regular enemies. It's very. It's like it's going through. Maybe there's a good example. I might notice a subtle one. But he was saying I was playing this game and there was something that was off because the magic source is hit stop. Now look, fighting games, okay. This came from fighting game and okay. Now there's a lot of hit stop here for every regular move. Am I running normal playback speed? I don't know this game, maybe it's like that. Some of them don't have, or if it have, it's subtle. And it, of course he's pointing Hollow Knight. Now, is he pointing also the hit? He doesn't show the hit. He shows what happens if you get hit. Which, okay, I can live with that, but it's the regular hits that are too excessive. Even the yeah, you hit and it seems to me that would be okay. There is a bit you might it's a frame it's and look, there is a difference. There is a difference. What is hit stop? Full frame freeze. Like feels like garbage collector kicked in. Or freeze of the enemy sprite. maybe also starter, or even player, because this thing, you see flash when you hit the enemy, and there might be a bit of a micro pose. So it's like, or even in your animation, it's like it's there but it's subtle, but we see it in slow motion. And of course, in this beat 'em up, it might be, but I don't play those beat 'em up. It might be excessive that every hit. Because how goes Street Fighter 2 classic match? How goes that? I don't remember because it was always subtle. Okay, in the grab there is slow. Okay, oh, it existed. Okay, you're right. But it was Street Fighter. And it was subtle and there wasn't the flash. And you got hit, so yeah, it always existed. I never noticed. But it was never jarring to me because I got hit. Also, if I hit, does the whole frame stop if you hit? No, your animation continues. That's the difference. If you get hit, yes, you would get a slight frame freeze, hit stop. But if you keep hitting, like Streets of Rage 2 gameplay, something. Imagine if you are punching and every punch of yours freezes the frame. Let's see what happened. No, you continue punching. Now, have you seen the sprites? The sprites are stuttering left and right. That's kind of a feedback. Imagine every time you gave maybe even the final hit and you throw the enemy back, the whole thing froze. This is not what happened. Your animation continues. You continue. You still feel in control. It's not like the whole frame is frozen. And maybe in Street Fighter also, but let's see. Uh, can I see? There is that beat 'em up. Is it freezing both players? Is it freezing the whole thing? When someone hits the other. Both of them are frozen, but then you might it might be good for input queuing. Input queuing is another thing that exists in Dark Souls and Elden Ring, where while it's frozen, you can give another command. You can say, "Oh, I hit," then I can continue with another punch or another king to make a combo chain, and it kind of gives you a bit of the time to continue with chains. In Dark Souls, and even Elden Ring, especially Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3, if you attack and your attack is in the middle of the animation, or even a little before the middle, and you press too much button mashing, it's gonna do another attack, and then it's gonna do another attack. You might do an extra attack because of the input queuing, because you could chain. Like I'm gonna do this short attack and then do this other attack, the strong and short and short and strong. So you can on regular times you can. That's a bit of a different thing. Now this beat 'em up might be playing like that. You see, Streets of Rage 2, you don't have the whole frame frozen every time you give a punch. Which is what you have in Hollow Knight. Like, you're freezing. I'm killing regular enemies. Maybe in a room there are 3, 4, 5 enemies. That's not. It's a hit stop, but it's a different kind of hit stop in a place that doesn't make sense to me. And that is very jarring. And I'm looking some games. I'm looking this game now. I started looking at different Metroidvania games and say, okay, how about this? There is no stop. Maybe there is a subtle thing. Maybe. But look what happened. Look what happens here. Look how crazy. He's just hitting stuff here. So many enemies. Pop. Imagine if for Dead Cells they decided to do this.
Souls-esque games like, oop, that's an enemy.
Like
Come back here.
Here. Freeze. Imagine if they decided to do this on Dead Cells. The way things go fast. But maybe it's a different game. Maybe Hollow Knight, because it's a bit slower and it has this atmosphere. I was looking at various games. I was looking at this Metroidvania slops I was playing, like this one. It doesn't have it. But this one, for example, it's considered to be mediocre, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I finished it twice. It has very smooth attack and reaction. To me, it gives me feedback. You don't have to do freeze slop, time slop. And you might say the enemies, there is the flash and the enemy might be stuttering. And you have the sound cues, you have the particles. Or when you break stuff. It's so good that I like to jump and kill enemies. Now, you might get hit here, let's see. Very good cue there on the level up. So there is feedback. Someone would say, no, that's empty, it doesn't have a hit stop. And you need hit stop, else it feels very empty. Okay, maybe this game he's complaining. Maybe this game didn't do something. Yeah, there is a very short flash. Maybe it feels like it's passing without. Maybe it needs something else. I don't know. But as I see it and I play and I remember. It had the fast attacks. But there goes a feedback. And it's subtle. Maybe it's how there's a flash and how the enemy moves and the particles. There was a feedback. Without Hitslop, yeah, see, he's gonna get hit here. No. And then there's what happened when you get hit. Maybe here. He got hit. Okay, that was a bit fast. It didn't have the impact maybe, but okay. I don't think you necessarily need something like Hollow Knight. I don't know what to say. I was looking at this one. This one is one that people complain that the weapon swinging is very slow, but I got used to it and I found it interesting. It has the feedback. Because of the particles, it has the impact. Let's see. She's gonna be hit here. The impact is that you get pushed back, you get hit, flashing and pushed back a bit. Your sprite is pushed back a bit. but you still okay. At that point, you don't have control of your input. Very short because you are pushed back like classic Metroidvania. But it doesn't feel like it's a long thing with a flash where it has frozen too much. It doesn't. I never, I never noticed it. Hits here, it pushes his back with. Even the enemy does the same. So, to cut it short, there is a thing called hit stop, hit freeze game, hit stop. It always existed. I have played enough video games, I encountered it. It might have done its work to give you the feedback when you hit, when you get hit, when something happens. In strong attacks, oh, I had another video. Or do I? Yeah, Rogue Legacy. Okay, maybe it's hard to say. It's in Rogue Legacy. I played Rogue Legacy 1. I bought Rogue Legacy 2. And there were some point where if you get hit, things slow down very much. Everything responds fast when you attack. There is no slowdown. The only thing they did. Let's see that. Let's see that. You see, the only thing that confused me at first, and maybe that's why I finished Rogue Legacy 1 and I bought Rogue Legacy 2 and never finished because it confused me. This sudden when you get hit, I guess it's a mechanic here. It slows down the time and then you can respawn. The thing is, when the time slows down, input might not register, and when the input comes back and you have to press, you might press it too early or too late, and it might not. I don't know if it does input queuing. But anyways, that thing confused me. When that happened, I was losing control. And when the control came back from slow down to normal, I was pressing it too late. But that's the only thing on this game, because regular, let's see, you hit enemies here. If there is a slowdown, it's very subtle when you hit enemies. But look here, you have a special fireball. And look at the special fireball. There is a bit, it's subtle, it's very subtle. There isn't even, it's very smooth, it's very smooth. I thought previously that the fireball, because it's a special event, maybe it's the flash of the explosion, they had a bit of hit stop. Slide. It's slide though, it's slide and only in special attacks, not your everyday. Imagine this game with so many enemies where you, with your sword, clutch, 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 clutch. Imagine if every one of the kills were hit stops, same as Hollow Knight. Let's see. It's hard to see. Fireball. When the fireball hits, it isn't even there. It's very subtle. There is an effect of slide, so much that you don't even see, but it might have the impact. And everything else, when you attack, it's normal. It's only when you get hit. When you get hit, see even here. When you get hit, you get this slowdown. Which, okay, some people say it helps you recover, it helps you. But when you hit, it seems pretty smooth. If there is a hit stop, it's very subtle. If you claim that, no, it also has a hit stop, it's so subtle. It's not that. And I can even put it in normal speed. It's not that. It's not that very visible freeze.
There we are.
It's like the frame froze and the garbage collector was working in C# in Unity, wherever those things are written. But it's not that. It's not a bug. It's a design decision. And I see people. I was searching for Hollow Knight. What I don't like about Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight sucks. Hollow Knight this. Hollow Knight freeze frame. Hollow Knight. Nobody almost. It's intentional. Okay, I came here and I say thank you. I thought I was getting crazy. It's a bit jarring thing for me, the hand-eye coordination. I'm explaining the whole thing. But almost nobody in the world who plays this game, and this is a very famous game, he's not seen. And this guy says something. A micro pause with the killing blow is not intentional. It's not intentional? Experience it with its killing blow is not normal game behavior. Is it so? The pauses of loss of when they insist, but it's here.
Like, oop, that's an enemy.
Not this, the second attack. Freeze.
There we are. We started.
It's kinda jarring. It's kinda like, oh, the frame froze there. What happened? And again, it destroys the hand-eye coordination. And this guy says, somehow you never played a game with any kind of hit stop. Someone told me that's a very rare hand-eye. Even Kirby games hit stop. No, if you see all these games, maybe a few of them, maybe these Smash Brothers people play, but okay, it's normal in fighting game. Again, it's used in every single game except shooters. Ultra Kill has it too, which is a shooter. And nobody ever noticed. But it's here, it's not my PC, it's not my Switch. People who play these games regularly, they play. I see playthroughs of Hollow Knight and it's regular kill, intense Hitslop for a regular kill. People say Dark Souls have it. I'm like, what? Where? And my theory is, if I never noticed it before, if I never knew the terminology, and I never thought it seriously as a game design thing, and it did exist, and it might exist very subtle, very little, you almost never notice, except on some fighting game where it's more intense. It might mean that Hollow Knight is doing it too much and too frequently, and in situations like regular attacks, killing normal enemies where I don't think it should happen, or it should be toned down. It should be toned down a lot. But it happens that the majority of the people, Hollow Knight is famous, and almost never anyone complained about that. Everybody is discussing the game, and it's like this thing doesn't exist. It's like we are two people in the world. It's like it's this guy, maybe some other guy. And I want to say something else. When I searched for Hollow Knight Slowdown, I also found some people on PC, maybe on Steam Deck, that said it's a bug. It freezes for a second, not a millisecond. And say, okay, if it freezes for a second, It's a bug for them. But it also froze when they were hitting. So why wasn't a regular freeze? Why was it? And I have a theory that the garbage collector is working, and some of the programmers say we have to clear the garbage collector. There is some Unity method to call to clear the current garbage collector. Oh, we're gonna hide the garbage collector clearing in this in the frame and call it. It might be that the hit freeze of Hollow Knight is also hiding micro garbage collector releases, cleans up. Because they had to do it and say, I don't want to do it when I exit this area because some of these areas are big and you might need to do it more frequently. That's another theory because when I searched for that, some people said I actually have a bug. My PC, maybe my Steam Deck, is freezing for a whole second. So that is a bug. That's not what I experienced. But it's freezing when I kill an enemy, when I hit an enemy, when I get hit. It doesn't freeze for the 0.1, for the 100 millisecond, for the 50 millisecond. That's normal for this game. It's freezing, but it's only freezing there. On those occasions where they also inserted this Hitslop thing. So it's not impossible that they would want to call the garbage collector somewhere. That's a stupid theory of mine. And they thought we have to put it. Oh, we're gonna put it on the hit, and gonna call it game design. And normally it's short, but in rare cases it's long. So, and then we are gonna make it a bit. We're gonna say we have more excessive hit stop, like a design decision. But it's also hiding some garbage collection clean up at the same time. And that's my theory, man. And the fact that I don't think this is good. I think this is very bad. Almost nobody ever talks. Everybody's playing this game. It's praising it. I would like to like it, but this thing, hello, hand-eye coordination, brain adaptation, what you see, what you get, always without freezing things. You know. And I'm done with this. This is my random video. I might return with some 3D video or something else. Some programming thing. Bye.